Hello and welcome to Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 Round 6. We are at the Temple of Speed, Monza. I am joined once again by DXT James Al.
Good evening, good afternoon, Rob, and good evening, chat.
So whilst we wait for Quali to actually start, I will run you through the standings as we are. Johnny Stokes is currently out in front with 108 points, followed closely by Moyland on 93. I. Lewis is sitting in third on 75, and then you've got Frenzy in fourth on 47. Lister and Womack tied for fifth on 44. DXT Lulu is in seventh with 25. Hobo in eighth on 18. Decky in ninth on 14. Hepburn in 10th with 10, Island Boy in 11th with 9, Vader in 12th with 7, Scarito in 13th with 6, Zodak in 13th, and Matty also in 13th, both with 6. Mrs. Cole is in 16th with 3, Flea is in 17th with 1, and then yet to score are Rocketman, Cons, and Almighty Evan, who has returned after being away with work and unable to race. So this is his first league race, I believe, in F1 22. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on.
It will be interesting to see the pace of Almighty Heaven in this new one. Who is first on the track? It looks like a
AlphaTauri.
Alpha Tauri of Zodak. So how's everyone's week been? And can we have a weather update, please, as we ask for every week? It would be very, very nice of you.
I don't want to watch Spain. I want to watch this one. That's better. Over there. Close that screen down. I really should get all these screens set up before I start the stream.
Yeah, it would be nice.
One week I'll be prepared. Zodak now just into Ascari. I don't know if you found it on Monday in GP1. Ascari seemed easier to take in this game than the last one.
Yeah, it is, but I don't. Was you in 0-0 wing? That's the question.
No, I was running 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. You had a bit of downforce. I was running 0. And Zodak has invalidated both laps. So Zodak will not be doing the first outlap. Almighty Evan is in the pits. So is Tyler. Or Rocketman, sorry. Can we just get one flying lap?
Is on a quali ban, so.
Alright, so he's just got his set up and back in.
Yep.
Craig will be the first time sitter. Very good, very nice.
There are a couple of others that have got quali bans tonight as well. Lister, who's joining late, and also Scotty, who's joining late.
Oh well. So here we have DXT Vader on the start-finish straight. Here we are on the rundowns to turn 1, going over. Should be going over 200 mile an hour, but he's 190, so he's not running 0-0 wing. Braking semi-hard for turns 1 and 2. Puts turn 2 a bit too much. Hits the sausage curb. Now he's on the rundowns to turn 3. So judging by Vader's setup, he will be struggling on the straights. And 4 and 5. Vader, you need to be on track, pal. Going through the first Lesmo, goes really wide. Lesmo number 2. DRS activation. Going up to the Ascari on turns 8, 9 and 10. Doesn't look comfortable with its setup so far. But turns 11, Parabolica.
Lewis behind has invalidated his lap.
Now the start-finish straight. Obviously, there's no DRS until after the checkered start-finish line. He sets a 1:30.2. That is quite disappointing, I would say, for Craig, because we know he's got some pace. Can improve that.
Next one actually on a lap is DXC Anthony.
I'll let you do the next one. Rob,
Who
he's on intermediate.
He is on inters. He's doing that, saving an extra set of softs, just trying to get it through, as there's only 15 currently in the lobby, and with 2 of those already retiring, he's guaranteed to get through, so no need to push for this lap, as he is on the run down to Parabolica. It'll be interesting to see how the inters take Parabolica in the dry. Doesn't look to have actually given him too many problems. Comes across the line to do a 1:36.9. Takes him into second place currently.
Lewis MW is also on the intermediates. Just come out of Ascari. Really wide through Parabolica. Hopefully that's due to being on intermediates in the dry.
Does a 1:24. That's a good time on inters.
It actually is. And he's completely cutting turns 1, 2.
Lulu does the same, a 1:24.0 on the inters.
Almighty Evan has another invalidation. Come on Evan. Better than this. Bobo is also on the inters. I'm guessing everyone will be on the inters right now.
Zodak's on the softs. Let's see if Zodak can put a representative time in. He hasn't got pushed too hard, as he will be through as long as he doesn't put it into a wall. As Lewis has put it into a wall. Big time
Lewis,
on the
all
exit
you had
of
to do.
Lesbo 2. Lesmo 2, sorry.
All you had to do was nurse it back to the pit. All you had to do. Bobo now is coming through Parabolica and has invalidated his lap. It's okay. Even if you run out of fuel, you can just plod along. So that coming through Parabolica to set his first time. Assuming this should be at the top of the leaderboard. It is a 1:22.5. Johnny's invalidated. Almighty Evan, sorry, is invalidated. Johnny Stokes is on so.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd go out on inters.
Set the standard. That's all he does.
On the run now down to Parabolica. God, I think it's Mrs. Carl in front, but won't be causing him any concern. Crosses the line to do a 1:20.4.
Alright, Johnny. No need to shop. I wonder where Moyland is. Oh, yeah, Moyland's there. I'll shut up with that one. Obviously not me. Dutch face, I wonder where he is tonight.
He had a bit of a mare in TTFL.
You don't talk to my team. Well, and Almighty Evan has spun it on the exit of Parabolica.
Kept it in limits, so he'll...
Why are we pitting? It just set a time. Set a time, gentlemen, and then retire, and then we can jump onto Q2. I need to go early.
It's been a while.
It hasn't actually, no.
Go off. Wait till you're married.
Nah. Foxtrot Whiskey Bravo for life.
So Mrs. Carl does a 129.8.
I'll set a purple sector 1.
He's on the
There's
inters.
there's 3 wide in turns 1 and 2.
Purple sector 2 for Moyland on those inters.
Moyland's just showing off.
If he beats Stokes, I think Johnny would cry.
I don't think he will, because Parabolica does take some. There's the 120.
There's 120.
122.9.
That is the fastest inters time by some margin there.
4 tens. About 2 seconds. 1.3 seconds. My quick maths are correct.
Oh, I think they are. Discord.
Right. Evan and Decky, just, I'm begging you, just, no matter, doesn't matter if you spin, just set a time. That's all I'm asking for. It shouldn't be that hard to stay on the asphalt, set a time. I don't care if it's 3 minutes 20. Well, actually I do, because that's just a royal piss.
Still no updates on the weather either.
No. Where is it? Mrs. Carl, where are we?
There's 9 of you watching, 8 of you watching my stream, because I suppose my watching it myself counts as a viewer. Someone tell us what the weather's going to do. Come on, Evan. Get this. Hey, Island Boy finally comes through with the goods, dry all the way through.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
Evan crosses the line at 123.8.
That's good. That's actually not bad. Now, Evan, take your time. It was second,
No.
Lesmo.
No, that wasn't Evan. That was Decky. Oh my God, I'm blind.
Right, how many have you had? How many have you had?
1, and that was at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
That's 1 too many for you. You need to stop drinking on the front. Oh my God, Evan! You validated on Iscari. What are we doing?
Alright, just complete the lap, do another one, Evan.
I mean, if you go into the pits now, I will seriously just ban you from my chat. Regardless if you're in it or not.
Mrs. Moylan saying hers is going dry quali but a wet start to the race.
Oh.
That'll make turn one interesting.
Oh, don't. I was reserving for Wednesdays, weren't I? We went round Spa. Oh, yeah. That was interesting.
You survived it though. Or survived the clip you sent me.
Yeah, I survived it. Oh, some people running 0-0 wing.
At Spa?
Yeah.
That's gotta be. Oh no, it's a low downforce track, but you need some downforce for the middle sector.
Yeah, I think I was running 10-15. I was pulling, because I were in the lead at one stage, and I was looking at the delta time. On the straight, it was catching me up by 7/10. But on the second sector, I was pulling away by 4, so per lap I was losing 3/10.
You can see why people would run it. If you overall gain 3/10. But and Evan does a 125.1, finally gets a lap in.
Yes, right, everyone, retire. Retire. Come on, speed this up.
We have still got a couple that are joining
Yes,
late.
Mrs. Call. Love that from you.
Hobos on it, so it's just Decky and Evan now. Actually, there's only 14 in this lobby at the minute. It's not 15 because 14th is missing for some reason on the driver listing.
Great, EA now cannot count.
It's done that a few times.
That new glitch. EA Sports. We love it.
We've brought out a pack. We've given you a fix for something that didn't really affect any of the online racing, but we broke online racing a bit more.
Evan, don't crash! Jesus, stop wiggling. You're making me nervous.
Straight in the pits.
Right, now retire, please. Becky. Oh, are we going to ride this out for 30 seconds?
Oh, I bet they are.
Oh. I just can't believe my co-commentator got me thumbed up.
I'd missed that, sorry.
Can't believe my co-commentator's just not got me tabbed up. No, I always tab him up straight away.
There you go.
So, Q1 finally finishes, and we will be saying goodbye to Lewis, Frenzy, and Rocketman, technically. But according to this, we are just losing Lewis.
Yeah, because they've all progressed, so Rocketman will need to retire in the... He did retire in the pit, so... Oh, yeah, it's that under 15 drivers. It's allowed him through because he did his installation lap. If he can just retire straight away through Q2, that would be very handy. But Lulu will be starting from the back after dropping it on the inters when all he had to do was nurse it back to the pits. He does like the exit of second Lesmo though. I think I've seen him go out a couple of times there. So there's Frenzy straight away
Frenzy,
retiring.
well done, Frenzy. Love that from. We love it from. Driver of the day right now. Hold it.
And there's Rocket Man as well.
Rocket Man, second driver. If Frenzy doesn't drive. So we have a Alpha Tauri straight out on track. Not letting me spectate some not letting me spectate them because I'm apparently spectating Rocket Man.
Yeah, I've jumped to an Alpha Tauri. I'm wondering if it's the wrong one. It was the wrong one. It's DXT Anthony who's the first one out on track.
Okie dokie. Hey Tony. Tony, let's pull up a good one out here. For the race, if anyone crashes out Moyland, you get a gold star. And you are immune from the steward report.
In TTFL, someone was offering 100 bonus points if someone could take Moyland out.
Right, get me signed up. We have an Alfie right behind him.
It will be Vader.
Break. Remember, the ERS button does work. Set it to hot lap. Anthony, you're just letting people get a beautiful toe off you. If you don't speed it up, they will become faster.
There is a whole queue of them behind.
And here we go, on board with DXT Anthony for his first flying lap on the rundown to turn 1. 210, he's definitely running 0-0 wings right now. 115 miles an hour, brakes at the 100 board, turns into the apex of turn 1 beautifully. Same with turn 2, short shifts to 3, short shifts 4 on the rundown to turn 3, very easy corner this. The second chicane, turns 4 and 5, brakes at the 75 metre board, cuts that curb just a little bit too much, the rear slips away. Lesmo 1 now, downshifts to 5th, cuts the apex, power early. Lesmo's 2 now, down 5th, cuts that beautifully. DRS activation. On the run now to Scary, turn 9 and 10. 8, 9 and 10, sorry. Puts that just a little bit too fine. Compromises his exit on the turn 10 there.
It doesn't invalidate.
Now on to Iscari, turn 11. Brake at the 50 metre board, turns in quite nicely. Power early. Does he go to the shortest way to the line? No, he doesn't, but it's a really decent lap there. 121.7.
Vader does a 22.8.
This is Carl does a 122.4. Zonak does a 121.9. A slipstream. Johnny Stokes with a 120.7. 1 second faster. He doesn't need the slipstream at all. So it's Island Boy next across the line. Comes through to Parabolicas, 8, 9, turns 10, power out of it. Long, short back, I'd say it's a medium back straight. Through to Scary. Oh, it's Parabolica this, isn't it? Oh my god, I need to go to bed. Shortest way to the line, a 121.7, puts in P4.
Evans jumped up into second with a 21.0.
Lewis, is he going to do a 121.0? Narrowly misses out P2 by 4 100ths of a second.
Getting close at the top. Oh, Hobo invalidates through Ascari.
That purple helmet, Hobo, doesn't suit Haas whatsoever. Welcome on in. If you have just joined us today, we are in Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 round 6 here at the Temple of Speed, Monza. Currently qualifying 2. So this is a full qualifying followed by a 50% race. Moylan now comes up to turn 1. Turn 2. Run up now to turn 3.
Lister's joined the lobby, but it's not letting him pick his car at the moment. I'm assuming that's because we're now in Q2. This could mean this is going to get somewhat confusing in the race if people join and just get allocated a car by the game.
Yeah, but I'm sure the brains of the league admins will know which car it is.
Yeah, that'll populate itself. It's just the reserve. It's only the reserves that I have to manually tweak every week. Here we go on board with Moyland on the run down to the Parabolica.
He must have had connection issues. He's just rejoined.
Yeah, he asked me to send another invite.
Moylan goes P1 with a 120.5. Moylan and Johnny battling it out for P1. As per usual in GP2.
We've got a Haas round after.
Moylan, you're not allowed to skip turns 1 and 2, just saying, that's a 10-second penalty.
No one should be skipping turns 1 and 2.
Oh, I've caught quite a few people doing that. Oh. I'm a master at catching people out there. No one can escape the commentator.
So Island Boy running is out of fuel. Got Hobo coming round to start his lap.
I'll let you take the lead on this one then, Rob.
So tops out at 216, 217. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. Gets a little bit too much curb, unsettles the back end of the car, but gets it turned round turn 2. Flat out turn 3 now. Now the next big braking point into the second chicane. Cuts the inside curb nicely. Rides the sausage curb a little bit on the exit. Into Lesmo 1. Runs it out wide. Through Lesmo 2. On the power. DRS open. And now it's the long run, or medium run, under the old track. Up to Ascari. Braking down to 4, short shifting up to 6 on the exit. Losing my voice. Now the run down to Parabolica. On the brakes just before the 50-metre board. Running it out wide to get the best traction out of the corner. Cutting across to the pit wall and crosses the line on a 121.2.
Outstanding there, Rob.
Trying to do the maths on how many we've got in now. Let me see, race director. Why does that never load properly the first time round?
We'll be saying goodbye to one driver currently.
I think there's space. Cons. Oh, I've got to try and do the maths now of who's. We're waiting on Scotty, we're waiting on Daniel D, we've lost Lewis. Rumax is in, Lister's in. That's hard. I'm trying to count in my head, it don't work. I know Flea's not racing either, so yeah, Cons, you can join if you. I don't think you'll be able to pick your car, but I will get you an invite sent now.
He runs wide out of Iscari there, turns 9. Parabolica. Sorry, I'm yawning. Unprofessional, I know. Short its way to the line is a 120.9, and that puts Decky P3. So we've got 3 drivers currently in the 120s now. Decky's finding a lot of pace.
Evans
Starts a second run.
As Evan comes across the start his second run as well. Maxing out 217 as well. I'd say he's running the 0-0 wing. Although 2-0 was topping out at 216 down that straight.
Alright, Rob, nobody cares.
2-0 is
quite
quite.
your setups.
It was a stolen straight off of the TT. Evan takes too much curb into the second chicane and spins it round. Let your tyres cool down, Evan. Got an Alpha Tauri, DXC Anthony, who dies on an outlap, so he'll be alright. How's Mrs. Carl getting on?
He's just coming through on the run up to Parabolica now. Currently a 117 on the exit. Go to the shortest line, shorter line. She does a 122.5. She doesn't improve. Very unlucky. From the lady of the Formula 1 series. So can Vader now improve? You need at least 5/10s, Craig. 5/10s.
Get that ARS on deploy now, that's it.
I'd have done it before Parabolica took it. Now at
210.
Must have done some adjustments to the front wing. You are allowed to adjust the front wing.
It's going to hurt him in the race, so I don't think the DRS will give him.
Up by 3/10 in sector 1. Still not enough on this pace. Everybody's sector 2 timing.
6/10 up through sector 2, so that will put him on a 22.2.
He's a 121.7 get through.
Mrs. Carl's jumped up into 8th with a 21.5.
Oh, Craig, what are you doing? Could be playing this strategically, to be fair.
Is there any advantage now, though, to starting 11th over 10th without that tyre rule?
No.
I suppose.
Mrs. Carl now is just limping back to the pits because she's forgot to fill her tank up.
She started that last previous lap. I noticed she turned her ERS off and turned it back on at the entry to Parabolica. So did that last lap on absolute minimal fuel. He's probably sat there telling Cole the whole way round the lap that there's enough, I can get round.
Price of fuel these days though, Mrs. Carl, you're pushing it. Quite literally, you are pushing this round the track.
Why does it have to drive them all the way to the pit box before it ends the session?
That's just how fun will be. I don't know why I'm yawning because I've had an old man nap at 1.
That's why you yawning. Mind you, I suppose you didn't really have much else to do, did you, with no power?
But it came back on at round 1:30 after an hour of sleep.
So there we have it. At the end of Q2, we are losing Frenzy, Rocketman, and DXT Vader.
Ooh, and Mrs. Carl. Q3. We love it.
Top 10 only separated by 1.3 seconds.
Obviously, Moylan's been teaching Mrs. Carl how to become faster.
Gonna make for an interesting Q3.
Top 6 separated by 5/10. Small margins. Small margin.
With a number of drivers joining late as well, there's going to be some battles through this field.
Just give me 2-3 minutes. I'm off to the bathroom.
Any problem? Whoever's waiting to press advance, please press advance. So here we go with the pole position shootout. Who will be the first out onto track? Will it be an AlphaTauri? Same as it's been every other session. No, we've got McLaren of Island Boy coming out onto track first. Suddenly there is a flurry of activity. My bonus points up there. That's green. So Island Boy followed by Mrs. Carl, followed by Evan, Moyland, Zodak and Johnny Stokes all on the way out. Hobo on his way out. Lewis MW on his way out. Decky and Anthony staying in the pits at the moment. Weaving down the straight up to Ascari. Oh, Island Boy has just lost it on the run to Parabolica, trying to weave a little bit too much to get the heat in the tyres. Now we're going to have to keep the car out of the way of everyone else who's coming down that straight. Hopefully he's not going to end up having the game disqualify him, as Almighty Evan is our first on track now to start his time lap. Gets it through 1 and 2 nicely into 3, which isn't classified as a corner, but it is just flat out all the way through the second chicane on the run up to the Lesmo. Looking a very tidy lap from Evan here. A little bit wide on the exit of Lesmo 1. Gets the exit of Lesmo 2 nicely. Into Ascari now. Short shifts up to 6 before the exit. Now the run down to Parabolica. Gets it turned through the Parabolica, running it out wide to try and find the best traction. Doesn't cut for the shortest run to the line, but does set a 120.7 to take him to the top of the board. Mrs. Cole comes across to do a 121.8. Moylan's done a 120.3, really starting to take those sandbags off now. Zodak's done a 121.3. Johnny Stokes has invalidated and gone into the pits. Lewis MW next across the line and does a 120.3 as well. 22 thousandths off of Moylan's time. Hobo did a 138.3. I'm assuming he had an issue on his lap. Now going again. We're taking quite a bit of wear on those soft tyres. They should be good for a second push lap. 3/10 up on his first sector time. Around Lesmo 1. It's breaking down to 4th for Lesmo 2. Short shifting on the exit of Lesmo 2. On the run now to Ascari. Topping out at 2:14, hard on the brakes, down to 4th. Short shift up to 5th and 6th. Now the run, flat out run down to Parabolica. Yellow flag in front, I think that's for Lewis MW being in low fuel mode. It comes round the exit of the Parabolica. Crosses the line on a 120.9. Great time there by Hobo. So Johnny Stokes is on his out lap. Island Boy is just starting his second time lap. First time lap after having to go into pits and repair the damage from his spin. And looks to have failed on this lap. So we'll drop back to Decky, who is doing his first run. Oh, the boy gets well out of the way there, so as not to cause any hold up for Decky. Nicely through the second chicane on the run up to the Lesmo one. Quite wide of the apex there. It's a good exit from Lesmo 2, and now it's flat out all the way to Ascari. Under the old track. I'd love to see him go around the old track again. Into Ascari now. Short shift up to 7th for the exit. Flat out run to Parabolica. No traffic to worry about. Down into 5th. Runs it out wide. Then comes in tight for the shortest line and crosses the line on a 120.6 to take him up into 3rd. Johnny Stokes getting on. Coming up to Ascari now, he's got purple sector 2. Nice exit from Ascari. Now the run to the Parabolica. And yes, this is one of the only tracks where I know the names of most of the corners. Short run to the start line and does a 120.0. Take him into provisional pole. Have we got anyone else out on track? Moyland is on his out lap, just coming around Parabolica now. See if he's able to find another 3/10 to challenge Johnny at the front. Topping out at 2:17 as he brakes for the first chicane. Into turn 3 now. Keeps it tight to the apex. Doesn't run out as wide as some of the other guys. Braking now for the second chicane. Cutting those curves nicely. Into Lesmo 1. Don't see a sector 1 time. Through the second Lesmo. And run down to Ascari. We'll see what his split is. 7/10 up on his current time. That'll take him comfortably to pole position if he can keep it together. I thought he was going to invalidate there with how wide he took the exit of the Ascari. Up to the Parabolica now. He's got to do is keep it tidy, and he's going to be sub 119s. Crosses the line with the 19.4, 9/10 out of his previous time.
Right, I'm back. What have I missed?
Moyland blowing Stokes out of the water.
That's not very good. You shouldn't be biased like that.
He literally just has. He's taken 6/10 out of it. Johnny has got time to get back out though. I think it'll get quite busy.
Well, there's a Haas spinning round there on the exit of Parabolica.
That's a hobo. You had the top 8 all in the 1:20s.
Ooh, there's only 1:25 remaining. I don't think Johnny will get round in time.
How far round the lap is?
We just started.
As long as he doesn't hit any traffic, he should Could make it to start his lap. And we're coming in here. Decky's going to be the first to start their final run.
45 seconds left, and he's not even reached. Well, he's just reached Iscari now. Uh, 25 seconds. Yeah, he's easily.
Yeah, it is.
I'll stand corrected. I'll shut up.
Listen to it as well. So everyone is now on a lap. I want to stick on board with Johnny to see what his sector 1 time is.
Sector 1 time. I'll keep on an update on Johnny. His sector 1 time is 1:28 seconds. He's down by 2.2 seconds.
Lewis MW is 300ths down on his time.
Johnny's backed off his lap.
Keep following Lewis.
We've got yellow flags on the exit of Iscari.
It's just coming to the end of sector 2 now. Is a 10th up. Needs to find another couple of tenths in this final sector to try and jump Johnny and get on that front row. That's the one. I was mid-yawn then.
So am I.
Here's cackling as he comes across the line and does a 120. Oh, that's so close.
300ths of a second.
Hobo's into the pits.
That is your starting 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Moyland on pole. Johnny Stokes on the. He'll be on the inside for turn 1 if they maintain their grid position. Lewis in 3rd, Decky in 4th, Evan in 5th. Good effort from Evan, being he's not had much chance to have practice on this game. Anthony in 6th, Island Boy in 7th, Hobo in 8th, Zodak in 9th, and Mrs. Cole picking up 10th. Right.
Let's go!
I will be back in a moment. I've just got to run and grab something from the house.
Yeah, because obviously, ladies and gentlemen, Rob lives in a shed.
I heard that.
So how? Oh, it is raining. Mrs. Cole was right. It's a damp start to the race. It could be really interesting going up to turns 1.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Is that why Vader possibly ran a slightly higher downforce setup?
Or possibly.
This is still set on broadcast formation lap. So I'm not convinced Immersive is fully bug-free at the minute.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway. These are wet conditions here today. Each driver will no doubt be mindful of the wet surface as they prepare to race around the track. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can.
Race by
and
that
they'll be hoping
pit
to
strategy.
finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within
Yeah,
the points.
I don't know how that works. Now with changeable weather on the, it's showing us this race strategy anymore. Hobo's saying in the comments that it was supposed to be a dry race. Well, Mrs. Cole said it was going to be a wet race to start.
Right, Hobo, why haven't you got me tabbed up as well? How dare you? So, waiting for the lights. Five lights. And it's lights out and away we go in Monza. Moylan gets a good start, so does Johnny, so does Lewis. Becky is falling behind. Lewis seems to have gone wide. 3 wide here. Oh, there's a late braking by Zodak. There's contact by Mrs. Carl. Oh, it's all kicking off here. We knew this was going to happen. Decky's out in span. Looks like Anthony's got in the crossfire with that. Daniel D is in the crossfire of all that as well.
Virtual safety car has been deployed.
So where is Craig now? Craig's front left end plate has gone. So he must have been caught in the crossfire. Frenzy is being given a 5-second penalty for corner cutting on turn 1.
Cons has picked up a 5-second penalty.
Ignoring yellow flags.
Through all of that, Lister has jumped up to 6th place.
Ooh, missing all this action here.
So, off the start, Lewis MW has jumped Moyland and Johnny Stokes. Zodak's gained 5 places, Hobo's up 3, Lister's up 9 places, Rocketman's up 5, Lulu is up 6, Evans dropped 4, Fion is up 10, Cons is up 5, Island Boys dropped 5, Woomax is up 4, Scott is up 5, Mrs. Carl is down 5, Frenzy's down 3, Anthony's down 10. Oh, it's all changing because people have gone in the pits. Decky's dropped 12, and Daniel's now gained 1 through the pit stops.
So here we are, Almighty Evan is fighting Fionn on the inside of turn 3. Gets that move done just in time for the braking zone of turns 4. Is Fionn going to fight back? He is on the inside. No, tries for the old switcheroo. Doesn't get it working, but he's on the inside for Lesmo 1. He's just about pulling his nose. Zodak's out. Zodak is out. What has happened there?
Yeah. He went
Lesmo 1 entrance.
He went very wide on the turn in.
Lulu's caught in that crossfire as well. We don't know what really happened there. As we've missed it, there's a safety car. Safety car on lap 2.
And they've just cleared the car now. So did Lulu come round and catch a stationary car? He must have done, because he doesn't look to have any front wing.
That's really unfortunate for Zodak. I believe that's 2 races in a row with DNF.
I believe it is. He went very wide on the entry to the second chicane.
Let me have a look at the results.
We've got Woomax, Fionn, Daniel all into the pit.
Zodak finished last race.
Lulu into the pits. So this will bunch everyone back up together again, and then it'll be all go again for another attempt at a run into turn 1.
And we love that. We absolutely love
I don't know if it's just me, but the rain looks to be getting heavier. Are they going to end up having to go on to full wets?
quite possibly.
So this is one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, one of the shortest tracks on the calendar, yet it's only 27 laps for a 50% race.
Yeah, and it seems to have more accidents than any other race. Unfortunately, Rob, I'm going to have to love and leave you as I have to pick someone up.
No worries, Zodak saying he outbraked himself into the second chicane, tried hard to avoid the front runners, and then spun in the first Lesmo into the wall. Unlucky, Zodak.
Okay, unlucky. But I will keep my stream going for everyone who's in my stream. Obviously, I will be disappearing for at least half an hour. Hopefully the race is still on. If not, I'll catch you all on Sunday, the GP3 race, on my Twitch channel. But I shall keep it going. Hopefully I'm back, Rob. Hopefully.
Yep.
Catch you in a bit.
See you in a bit, mate. Take it easy. There's a few more cars catch up to the back of the pack now. Hopefully it won't take them too long, and safety car potentially could come in this lap, but I get a feeling it is going to stay out for another lap. As Island Boy picks up a 5-second penalty for contact with Mrs. Carr. We've got a Haas round in Ascari. It was Hobo. As the safety car is in this lap as well. Oh, Hobo, that's going to hurt your race. So we will get back to the front of the pack and see how everyone handles the restart. Lewis looks to be waiting to go. Man has gone now. Managed to pull a bit of a gap to Johnny and Moyland as Lister's looking up the inside of Moyland into turn 1. So far all looks clean. Further back, doesn't look like we've had any carnage like we did on lap 1. Scotty gets past Cons, takes 7. Cons is now under attack from Mrs. Carl, who's got past into the second chicane. And Scotty's dropped back down now behind Cons again. He must have outbraked himself into that second chicane. Battle at the front quickly. We're still quite close together. Lister holding on to the back. 5-second penalty for Hobo for corner cutting. We've got Cons is round on the exit of Ascari. Doesn't look to have picked up too much damage. Possibly the right front end plate off of... Yes, he has lost the right front end plate. Moylan takes the current fastest lap with a 1:28. Daniel D on the back of Decky. Is he going to look to make a move into turn 1? He doesn't, but he does get a good exit from turn 2. Running round the outside of turn 3. Decky's got it. I don't know if there was contact there. Looks a bit close. Decky, unfortunately, losing out there and dropping down to 16th. As Daniel now manages to get past Scotty. Almighty Evan locked the rear wheels there on the exit of Lesmo 1. Dropped down behind Vader. There's one at the front still holding on. Top 4 opening a bit of a gap over at DXT. Anthony, who comes off at the exit of Ascari and into the tyre barrier. That is another safety car. That was like a horrible crash as well. So that's the race neutralised again, which is going to give Hobo and Cons a chance to rejoin the back of the pack. As Cons has gone on to mediums. It's going to give Cons a chance to get round and get another set of inters back on. So we've got Scotty, Evan, Fion, Island Boy, Wumax and Decky all into the pits. New wing for Decky. Lewis MW still leading round. How have they missed the safety car? Safety car is parked on the entry to turn 3. We'll see how badly parked it is. Not the greatest parking there by the safety car. Cons has opted to stay out. Medium seem to look to be holding up alright. Has he played a masterstroke here? Or is he just trying to get round? Well, that might more what it is. Get this lap in, pit at the end of this lap when everyone will be slowed behind the safety car, otherwise he would have been a lap down. As I'm sure we all know, if you're a lap down in this game and there's a safety car, your race is effectively ruined. There's no opportunity to unlap yourselves under the safety car. Something that has been being asked for by people that play this game for got to be at least 3 versions of the game now. They've still never managed to work out a way to do it. So Evan is into the pits for a new front wing. Hobo's on the mediums as well. Just going to bring up the tyre detail. So both Hobo and Cons running around on a set of mediums. As Hobo loses it into the second chicane. Didn't pick up any damage. He's trying to nurse these mediums until the end of the rain. Vader into the pit. wondering, have we just had a pass under safety car and it's caused an issue? Because I'm sure I saw Daniel and Mrs. Cole swap positions there. Scotty's fitted the halves. The rain's still falling. I've got 3 drivers now on the dry tyres. Certainly going to make for an interesting restart. Hans looks to be doing alright on his mediums. Who do you want me to go on board with, Speedy? Still raining. Not too heavy, but it is still falling. So Hobo's currently 11 seconds. He is closing, and there's the Dane to touch the inside curb and spun him round. No, Scotty's into the pits. Is he going back onto Inters? Yes, Scotty is back onto the Inters. Gamble on the dry tyres. Not working out for Scotty there. Hobo had a penalty, that's why he was held in the pits. Now they get to work. Nice new set of Inters on. So I need to get these up to temp and push a little to get back on the back of the pack. Got a feeling the safety car's got to be coming in this lap. Hopefully Hobo can close up on everyone. Wait to see if it is. Yep, there we are. Confirmation. Safety car in this lap. Hobo needs to push as much as possible to catch up with the pack. And I will go back to the front to see how the restart is handled this time around. Is Lewis going to wait and leave it as late as possible to launch the car? We give those behind the maximum slipstream opportunity, or is he going to launch early and try and catch them out? He's gone now. Daniel D all over the back of Lister, looking to make a move up the inside. Lister's a little bit blocked in by the Alpine and Moorland in front. Daniel's got the move done on Lister. Didn't have the pace at that point to get past Moorland. No carnage behind at the minute as far as I can see. Frenzy catching up with the back of Mrs. Carl. Is he going to be able to get a move done out of Lesmo 2? close, but I think he had to brake a little harder than he would have liked. Compromised his exit. Lulu's trying to close Frenzy down. Ronnie Stokes closing in with the slipstream on the back of Lewis MW. Moylan, Daniel and Liss are all hanging on. They're opening gap back to Mrs. Cole as Sonny Stokes looks to be going up the inside of Lewis MW down the start finish straight. Side by side. Heading into the braking zone for turn one. Sonny backs out to keep it clean through the corner. As Frenzy's managed to get past Mrs. Cole on the run into turn one. Island Boy and Vader side by side round turn three. Island Boy's got that move done. Scotty now sitting in 15th. Gamble on the hards, not paying off for him that time around. Battle in front. Frenzy's started to close up onto the back of Lister now. That's keeping making the battle for the lead now. Top six, all in a chance of taking that first place. Cons has dropped off the back. I'm not sure what happened. Fastest laps was held by Lewis for a fraction of a second until Daniel crossed the line. Yeah, I'd guess the inters will now, those that have put new inters on will be able to go to the end on these. Got a yellow flag in sector 1. Moylan's round. Moyland has had a spin at the exit of turn 2. That's dropped him all the way down to 17th now. He's going to have some serious work to do to try and catch back up and work his way through the grid. Johnny Stokes and Daniel are still on the back of Lewis. List has dropped back a little, is now a second and a half off of Daniel. Frenzy's dropped back a little from Lister, so now it's a top 3 battle as Johnny Stokes is going for a move on the outside of Lewis for Parabolica, side by side as they go round. Who's going to get the better exit and drag down the run? Still side by side. Lewis is going to have the inside line into turn 1. Comes across and closes that gap off. Johnny's having to go defensive with Danny just behind him. Decky closing in on the back of Lulu. We've got yellow sector 1, 2 and 3. Is that VSC? Cons round on the exit of the second Lesmo. It is a VSC, so that neutralises the race. Everyone has to drive for preset delta. And VSC has ended as they enter Ascari. That's going to give those mid-corner a bit of a headache, but everyone looks to have got going again fine. Let's see how people are doing for telemetry. So top three all very even on ERS as Daniel's made a move up the inside of Johnny Stokes to take second place. Is he going to be able to challenge Lewis MW for the lead now? Where's Moylan gone? There's Moylan. He's managed to recover to 15th so far. Mr. Cole and Rocket Man are in the pits. Frenzy is all over the back of Lister here. Into Lesmo 1. Can he get a move done with the traction out of Lesmo 2? Doesn't look to be able to have any other close battles. Decky closing into Lulu. Big crash up in front though. Lewis MW is round. That's full safety car. I'm not sure what happened there. I just saw the Red Bull going round. So Johnny Stokes is into the pit. They're waiting with the wing for Johnny. No wing, just tyres. As the second Aston Martin comes in, a little bit of a stack there for the Astons. Any damage on anyone else? This is okay. So through that, a few of them out breaking themselves into turn 1. Lewis possibly ran into the back of Cons. Is the comments coming from the chat? Lewis has taken the gamble onto the mediums. This is trying to do what everyone, Hobo and Scotty and Cons as well, were trying during the last safety car, see if they can hold out on the mediums until the rain stops. Rain doesn't really seem to be showing any signs of lifting at the minute though. Big gamble for Lewis. Moylan has pitted as well for a new set of inters. Daniel's pitted from the lead, he's gone for a set of mediums as well. Are we going to see any more taking the gamble? Daniel comes back out in 6th, just in front of Vader. Beyond's opted for the mediums. If Daniel runs deep into turn 1 and has to take the escape road to come out just at the exit of turn 2. Picks up a 3-second penalty for his efforts as well. No, I don't think it'll dry out enough to drive. It's not showing any signs of stopping raining. Cons and Hobo did look to be doing alright on the mediums for a couple of laps, but then I think once they cooled down, it was just difficult to get the heat in again. So now's where Daniel's going to struggle. Hobo is in a great position, sitting back up in 5th on relatively new inters. Certainly fresher than Frenzy's out in front. As Frenzy comes into the pits. on the second lap of the safety car. Keep an eye. Frenzy's opted for the mediums as well. A lot of people starting to gamble on the dry tyres being the better tyre for the rest of this race. Daniel trying to get heat in his side. So now inheriting the lead is Decky. Womack's in the other Ferrari, sitting in second. Island Boy in third. Hobo in fourth. Daniel in fifth. Vader up to sixth. Scotty in seventh. Johnny Stokes in eighth. Lister in ninth. Fionn in 10th. Lulu in 11th. Rocketman in 12th. Mrs. Carl in 13th. Frenzy in 14th. With Almighty Evan in 15th. Mrs. Cole just got a 5-second penalty for falling too far back. Not seen that one before. Lewis MW in 16th, trying to catch up with the back of the pack. Moylan in 17th. Never seen that penalty pop up before. So safety car staying out. I'm guessing this will be the last lap of the safety car. Yeah, I think the same. I think the mediums are going to fall off. They're going to not hold the heat. As Scott is pitting for softs. 8 laps to go, softs will do it. It's still raining though. Not. Oh, it's hard to tell from spectator view how heavy. It doesn't look too bad. I don't know what this weather's going to do. Doesn't look as heavy as it did at the start of the safety car. There's definitely still puddles around though. There's a lot pitted for dry tyres. So currently on dries, we've got Daniel in 4th, is the first dry runner. Fionn in 7th, then it's Frenzy, Womack, Scotty, Johnny, Evan, Lewis MW, Moylan and Mrs. Carl all on dry tyres. Safety car is in this lap. So Decky becomes the de facto safety car now. We'll back the pack up. The safety car far enough in front. To back off a bit, Decky. I think he's still too close to that safety car. Drop back to 4th. See how Daniel gets on with the launch here. Island Boys pitted. Daniel's up into 2nd now. Lister looking round, trying to get move done. Daniel gets the car stopped and turned it, and it does look to have stopped raining completely. It has, the rain has stopped. Fionn's jumped up into 3rd on his medium tyres. Lulu's looking to try and get a move done into the 2nd chicane. Lewis MW now up into 9th place, making the most of his soft tyres as Johnny Stokes jumps up into 7th, overtaking Rocketman. See if Lulu can keep on the back of Fionn. holding it well. Rocket Man has now dropped down to 11th. Moyland and Lewis MW have passed him as Mrs. Cole gets past Rocket Man. Moyland's managed to get past Lewis MW as well. 5-second penalty for Lulu speeding in the pit lane. So we've got 6 laps to go. Decky's still out in front on those inters, managing to hold Daniel off, but Daniel looks to have a better run out of turn 2 around outside of turn 3. All the better traction from the mediums pay off. Side by side as they run down to the second chicane. All it a bit tight there. Becky not wanting to give that place up. Johnny Stokes is now up into second place as Fionn slips past Daniel as well. Is that Scotty trying to get in on the action? Womack's just behind Scotty. All going off at the front here. Daniel's managed to get back past Fionn in pursuit of Johnny Stokes. I'm not looking forward to the stewards report after this one. Penalties are flying around everywhere. Scotty now getting past Fionn, who's running wide on the exit of Parabolica. So Decky has pulled into the pits. Mrs. Carl's been disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty. Fionn up the inside of Scotty into turn 1. Trying to keep an eye on the battle out in front as well. Johnny Stokes looks to be opening the gap slightly. Ireland's in 19th, in 9th. And there's Lister through all of this. Lister's down in 12th at the minute, just behind DXT Lulu. Womack is out. Evans out as well. I think he's come across Womack's stricken car. We've got 2 cars on the side of the track. We've got no safety car this time though. Scotty's running slow. Has Scotty got damage? Scotty get involved in that melee as well. Daniel is chasing Johnny Stokes down. Lewis MW is up into 3rd now. Pushing his soft tyres, trying to close that gap. He's got 6 seconds to find and 4 laps to do it in. Fionn just behind Lewis. Frenzy in 5th. Moyland up into 6th. Lister on the back of Lulu. We get to look at one of the buildings on the side of the track. Come on, give us a decent camera angle, game. Lulu's managed to open that gap back out. We've got the yellow flag in sector 3. I think Scotty and then slow into the pit. The cars in the pits. Daniel's now 6/10 off the back of Johnny out in front. Is he going to be able to do anything with the slipstream down into turn 1? Not close enough for a move yet. Lewis has now dropped back to 7 seconds back. I think his softs now are starting to hurt. Frenzy right on the back of Fionn. Can he get a better exit out of the Lesmos? Gonna have the DRS down the run to Ascari. Side by side. Fionn drops in behind. Knew that move was done. Back to the battle for the lead. The DRS now. Can Daniel make a move on Johnny Stokes into turn 1? Is he close enough? Picking up the fastest lap. He's gaining, but not quite close enough this time round. Couple more stabs at it still to go. Lewis MW still holding on to third place. There's a comfortable gap behind him to fourth. The close battles. Lister trying to close in on Lewis, but Lewis has the DRS from Island Boy, which will help him to defend. Daniel not really able to close up through the lap. The DRS up to Ascari, starting to close the gap. Takes about 2 tenths off of Johnny there. Who can get the traction out of the Parabolica down that start-finish straight. Johnny Stokes a little low on ERS here. Daniel's got over double the ERS. Trading fastest laps. Daniel just needs to be another couple of tenths closer on the exit of Parabolica to really make that move. As Island Boy is out. The exit of Ascari. Daniel's looking for the move into the second chicane and gets the move done. Having got that penalty, I don't think Johnny was going to fight too hard because he knows he'll get the win once the penalty's taken into account. SMW is maintaining that gap to Frenzy. He's not under pressure from the rear. He's not able to close up anymore. He's dropping back. He's dropped now to 9.5 seconds back off this battle for the lead. Lister not really able to close up on Lulu as Hobo takes the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:21.9. And then Daniel takes it back with a 1:21.5. Hobo just trying to take away that bonus point from the leaders at the minute, and Daniel looks to get very squirrely on the exit of turn 2. It will allow Johnny Stokes to close right up into the second chicane. If Johnny can just maintain this, he's got slightly fresher tyres. He's going to be able to put a move in into Ascari. Daniel's nearly out of ERS. Johnny Stokes isn't much healthier than Daniel though at the minute. Keeping an eye on the gaps between Lister and Lulu, so that's our next closest battle. So Johnny's 4 tenths off of Daniel at the exit of Parabolica as House of Hobo gets out the way. He doesn't quite have enough to get the pass done on track, but does take the win once the penalties are taken into account. Daniel takes second, Lewis picks up third but is dropped because of penalties down to fourth. Fionn picks up fifth. Moylan should come across the line to take sixth. Lulu takes seventh on track, but that penalty is owing to him. It drops him down to eighth at the minute. Now down to ninth as Vader takes eighth. Now down to 10th as Decky takes ninth. And Rocketman picks up 11th. That was a busy back end of the race. James never made it back to catch the chaos that was the final stint of that race. So there we have confirmation of the result. Johnny Stokes takes the win, Daniel in second, Frenzy in third, Lewis MW in fourth, Fionn in fifth, Moyland in sixth, Lister in seventh, Vader in eighth, Decky in ninth, Lulu in 10th, Rocketman in 11th, Hobo in 12th, Island Boy gets classified in 13th, and then your non-finishers were Scotty, Evan, Woomax, Mrs. Carl, Cons, Dixie Anthony, and Zodak. Let me make sure I get all the screenshots properly. Oh, I can just take them off my screen. That's fine. I've better pan through the race director. There was a lot. That was a mad race. Thank you for watching on my stream. I've been DXT Rob Sim Racer. If you've been watching on Taito Nation stream on Twitch, thank you for joining in and sticking with us, even if you did have to run off and take care of some other business. I'll be back on Monday racing in RPR GP1. Taito will be back on Sunday for the GP3 race, which will also be at Monza. If you have liked the stream, drop us a like. Tell us what you like in the comments, and tell us what you don't like in the comments as well. Feedback is important so we can give you what you want to hear. But I will see you all next week.